Hello everybody. It was the day of my fight. It is already like 11:50 p.m. now here in Japan. The fight was at 1:30 p.m. for me. And it was all out in Kobe, which takes about like 3 to 4 hours by car, especially right now because it's holiday season. Today was the last holiday, and but I went there yesterday for the weigh-in on a car with Kaicho, the owner of the gym, and Kubota trainer. Um, and so yeah, today match. Back when I competed in other martial arts, when I would lose, especially at like nationals or the world's level, I of course would feel horrible because like, man, spent all that time training and you know spend a lot of money to get there and stuff, and you lose, it sucks, right? But there was some sort of a sereneness, some sort of a clarity after losing. Like I sat down, I was like, okay, all right. Like I felt that I gave it like close to 100%. I feel like I could have given more, but there was definitely a lot of things that I rewatched it like 1.5 times, and definitely things that I'm like, oh man, one of the other trainers, he's probably gonna say, don't do that, and I saw it and I'm like, ah, there he goes. The big thing is swinging big, right? Oh, and if you guys didn't know, I lost by TKO. It was a referee stoppage on the third round, a little after 2 minutes. Yeah, I was swinging big, and he was getting me on the body. So basically, the first round, the strategy for it, according to my trainer, was just run up to him and give him all you've got. And if both of you are still standing after the first round, we'll think about it later. And I was like, all right. So I go in there to like kind of give him my all, which was like good and not good at the same time. Good in the sense that like I kind of like struck fear into my opponent. I think it's like my opponent's like, oh man, this guy is not a pushover. But at the same time, it made me kind of, too, not tense, but too open, right? I was like really like head hunting him, like, all right. And every time like I'd hit him hard, I'd feel the impact and I'd see him kind of like wobble. I'm like, all right, I got him. And so I'd go again, and that's when he'd get me, because he'd see my body wide open because I'm hitting like this, right? Instead of like compact, right? And my angling footwork wasn't coming out. But at least what my trainer and the Kaicho told me to do, I followed to the best of my ability. I mean, that's just, the Kaicho said it as well, like, yeah, he's definitely gonna drop more weight, because 158 centimeters. I shouldn't be in lightweight at all. Even if I was, like, absolutely muscular, I shouldn't be in lightweight. It's just, the height difference is insane. So, I can't reach the dude. But there were some glimpses that I realized that, man, actually I think I should have fought a little bit more at mid-distance. Maybe I should have done better, I don't know. Because when they told me after the first round, I was sitting in the corner, and they said, move your head more, and I was like, I wasn't? Oh, okay, let me do that. The thing though is, like, I'm pretty confident in my head movement, I can slip and stuff. I didn't feel like I was slipping well this time. I was like, whoa, I'm getting caught. Weird. And And so I kind of stopped with that and just was like, all right, I'm gonna just stick to him like an antlion, right? And yeah, but I think from the get-go I was like that, where I was like more outboxing, not really outboxing style, but kind of just like feeling it up, where it's like, all right, like a slip, all right, he's gonna go for it, defense, parry, jab, jab, 1-2, right, and let him get close, and then switch around, put him in the corner, and bam, bam, bam. I think that would have worked better. Rather than from the get-go, going in, guns blazing, just go bam, 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 bam. I basically shot out all my ammo. And that was why, couldn't move anymore. I was wide open. No bullets in the chamber. And I have no shield. So my body was getting hit a lot. And what really ended it was a really nice body shot on my right body. So it's still in a lot of pain. Not currently right now, but for the rest of the day, I was kind of like, oh man, it's hard to lift things. I thought it was my liver, but I was like, wait, no, it's the other side. So it's weird. I didn't feel like buckling, but I was like, ooh, pain. And that was when he was like getting me. And I know, I just, throughout the fight, I remember that like, they said, in Kansai, which is the area where we're at. So my federation is kind of like the central. Oh, my laundry. That's my bloodied up towels and stuff. So we're in central Japan, like Gifu, Nagoya, and stuff. Kanto area, that is where Tokyo and stuff are. Kansai was where my fight was. That has Kyoto, Osaka, Kobe, right? And apparently they say Kobe, in Kansai, the referees tend to stop the fights early. And I kind of didn't believe that until it happened to me. Like, I felt like I could still go, but it was also sort of a reasonable stoppage. Like, I'm fine. I feel fine. Which is, thankful to the referees for thinking of the fighters. But apparently there were some fights that I didn't see that was stopped. Most people thought was way too early. And so I was thinking of that, and that's why when I got hit with a body shot, I was like, oh, I can't do my usual shell thing, because I feel confident in that, and like shell, and then go boom. Like, I'm confident in that, but I can't do it because I feel that if I do that, they'll just stop it. So I just was like, all right, nope, I got hit, I gotta keep hitting. But I opened up and I got hit. Yeah. So it was a good experience having a pro debut fight. We'll see what happens from now. Basically, drop more weight, keep training. I became friends with the main event away dude who is from the Philippines, but apparently training and coaching at a gym in Korea. And so he is based there now. That's why his trunks had Korea and the Philippines. And just quickly exchanged like Instagram with him yesterday during the weigh-in. He mentioned like, oh yeah, so and so wanted tickets for the fight, so like he's coming or something like that. He said something really quick. I didn't understand him. And then he called today, like during dinner time. He lost as well. But we were all cool. We're like, yo, congrats to us, bro. But we became friends, exchanged Insta, and then he called me, and then there's this other guy. I was like, who is this guy? And he's like, oh, you don't know who I am? And I'm like, I'm sorry, no. And he said, I was a former world champion in like bantamweight, I believe. The southpaw Filipino guy, Malcolm Tunyakao, I believe. Cool. Like, and then I also became friends with the Thai coach of the the Thai girl who lost, who was in my locker room. It was weird. Like in the locker room, there was a girl fighter and me. Strange. But yeah, just trying to be friends with everybody. And at the end of the day, I said thank you. I was able to find my opponent at the end of the day, and I told him, hey, thank you. And he said, your punches are heavy. And I'm like, sorry, actually, your body shot was painful. And we were just like, thanks, man. Shook his hand. Yeah, he was tough because he was self-defense force of Japan, which is kind of like the military of Japan. So, yeah. All right. Let's sleep. Tomorrow is work. Peace out, guys. Just about this and this. Not really much.